Okay, I know I am super late to this show. It came out like last summer, but I just watched all 6 episodes of it last night, and I've just got to talk about it. So today, we're going to rank all 6 episodes from the worst to the best. And I'm going to cheat right off the bat because these are all just such great episodes, and I can't morally put one at the bottom to even insinuate that it's at all bad. So I'm just going to give you my worst 3, and then I'll give you my top 3 in the order that I like them. So in my bottom 3 is going to be episode 2, Kiko. Episode 4, I believe, is Mbita. And episode 5, which is kind of the finale part 1, which is the cat Yachi. And apologies if I pronounce any of those incorrectly. These bottom 3 are all great stories. I just didn't have a personal stake in any of them. There wasn't really anything for me to latch onto and connect with personally. Kiko is an older Japanese-American woman whose story has a great reveal at the end, and there is a great emotional weight behind it, but I did think that the ending was a little bit too rushed compared to the others. Mbita is a gay African-American fish soup vendor, so yeah, definitely not very relatable for me. However, he does come with a great story and a great lesson at the end of the day. There's not a ton of meat to the episode compared to the others, and while I like the story and its lesson, it does feel very reminiscent, very familiar of other things I've seen dozens of times before. And then lastly, Yachi the cat. This is probably the funniest episode, and there are some good emotional moments, but again, it is kind of there just to serve as a setup for the finale episode. Which leads me to my number 3 spot is going to be Sophia. I thought this was a great story of a younger teenage girl who is going through the beautiful moment, I guess, of, having her first period. And this story had a lot of vibrance to it and a lot of seriousness to it. It was a great balance. And it just reminded me of like, man, I really wish Turning Red could have been as good as this. Because the metaphors in Turning Red are there, but they're so in your face and so distracting that you can't really take it seriously sometimes. And I feel like this was a better version of that story and a shorter one. But my runner-up is going to be the first episode with Cass, our favorite Disney aunt, and this was just such a great episode. We get to see more of one of our favorite minor characters from Big Hero 6, as she runs into some trouble with a sprained ankle while running her cafe, and Baymax has to come to the rescue and force her to learn a very important lesson. The emotional weight at the end of this episode perfectly sets the tone for the rest of the show, and I just loved it so much. But of course, my favorite episode was in fact the finale with Baymax being the star of the show and everyone in the entire show coming back to help find Baymax after he loses some charge and is lost within the city of San Francisco. Again, every episode is great, every character is great with some great representation here, but this episode just goes above and beyond with bringing all of these separate story threads together so perfectly that you just have to wonder, why can't every limited series be exactly like this? Share your episode ranking for Baymax down in the comments and let me know what are some other Disney animation films that you would like to see get limited series.